So good morning, welcome. We're doing a 90-minute class today, so a little longer than usual. Just go with the flow, do what you can, do what feels good. We'll start in a comfortable seat, and I'm Erica, so welcome, subbing for Laura Lee in her flow class. And I know that Laura Lee is more of a traditional teacher, and we usually do chanting or breath work in her class, so I figured we would do a little chant this morning. If you're up for it, you can join along or just listen as well, so do what feels right for you. The chant we're going to do this morning is really simple. I'll do a couple rounds and then you can follow along if you choose. We'll do this chant 13 times, and it's just a call to creativity, to change as it needs to happen in your life and around you. So I've been doing this whenever I meditate to just kind of trust the universe to kind of bring up change as it's needed, and then support that with creativity. So I think we've all been going through that, whether we want to or not, change and having to get creative on things. So this is just a way to kind of bring the universal support into that and let it be okay and just kind of jump into that flow without so much resistance. Okay. So as you find yourself coming towards a comfortable seat, maybe just feel your shoulders roll back. Let your eyes close. Welcome yourself to the mat this morning. Just taking a nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Start to connect to your breath, to your body, to all that is happening in this present moment. Just allow yourself to be fully engaged, fully here now. Any distractions, any busyness in the mind, let's release that with 3 deep exhaling breaths. So we'll take a nice big inhale here. And then just open the mouth, exhale, let it go. And again, nice deep inhale. Full deep exhale, let go. One more time, clearing space, inhaling deeply. And then exhaling fully. You can let your hands stay wherever they're comfortable or join the palms together in front of your heart. So the chant that we're going to do this morning is Om Hreem Namah Shivaya. And Hreem is H-R-E-E-M. Om Hreem Namah Shivaya. So it'll sound like this. Om Hreem Namah Shivaya. Om Hreem Namah Shivaya. Okay, so it's simple. It might take you a couple times just listening, and then you can jump in. We'll do it 13 times together. Hands wherever they're comfortable. Just let your eyes stay closed. Take a nice deep inhale, clear the space again. Full deep exhale. Good, and we'll inhale to begin. Om Hreem Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Just take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Let that chant just resonate around you and within you, bringing in change as it's needed, creativity to support the change. Good, and then when you're ready from here, just continue to take nice deep inhales and exhales throughout the practice. Keep the circulation, the oxygen, the breath flowing. Let your hands release to the legs if they've been at your chest. And drop your chin down towards your chest. And just gently start to sway the head a little bit side to side. Maybe some little half neck circles, taking your ear all the way towards the shoulder and then back over and to the other side. Maybe taking some full neck rolls, letting the head drop all the way around and back. And then doing that a couple of times in each direction. So just see what feels good movement-wise in your neck. Continuing through. Evening everything out. Eventually allowing your chin just to settle back down towards the chest. And then 3 times, once you get chin to the chest, on an inhale, you're going to lift your chin up towards the ceiling, let the head drop back. Exhale, chin comes down towards your chest. Okay, so we inhale, lift the head, chin goes up. Exhale, lower the chin, take it down. And then one more time, inhale. And exhale. All right, good. Lift your head up. Beautiful, you guys. Let's unwind our legs. We're going to actually do a little bit of work, perhaps with a block or something that might help to lift your hands up to meet the ground if you can't comfortably reach the floor on your own. So if you have a block, have that nearby. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then let's come to tabletop, hands and knees position. Okay, so knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, fingers spread out nice and wide. On your inhaling breaths, you're going to just drop the belly, open the heart, look forward. On the exhaling breaths, tuck your chin, round your spine, and then drop your tailbone, tuck it under. Little movements of cat-cow, nice and simple, but really see if you can get deeply into the spine here. Really feel movement happen through every one of your vertebrae from the base of your skull all the way down to the tip of your tailbone. And just move with your breath. Checking in, really engaged on your mat. This moment, letting everything else drop away and just feel your breath. Feel your body. Just be right here, right now. Take yourself through one more flex of the spine. So when you come back from a rounded back, the next time just let yourself find a little bit more of a neutral position. We're going to take our left leg out to the side. You might wiggle if needed over, just make sure you have room to take the leg all the way out and extend it. And then right knee lines up with the left arch. You could just draw a line straight across. Okay, then we're gonna do 3 cat-cow movements here. We're gonna drop the belly, open the heart, stretch that inner thigh, and then exhale around your spine, rotate through the hip. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. Okay, when you come back towards neutral, we're gonna curl those right toes underneath us, and then you're push, like you would in child's pose, push your hips back towards that right heel, and then hopefully you get a nice extra stretch on that inner thigh, through the hip. If you wanna drop down to your forearms, you can do that. And then let's just breathe here for a moment. Make any adjustments that you need so that you feel a good stretch happening here. I know some people not to have the right toes curled under, so if it feels better for you to have the top of the foot on the mat, that's fine. Let's give it one more deep breath. And then we're going to slowly work the hips back up, supported by the hands. Top of the foot comes down if the toes were curled under. Now, choices this morning, we're going to take a twist here. If you'd like to keep your leg extended, feel free. If that feels like a little too much, that'll be more of an intense posture, then just tuck your knee back in under your hip, or try it out, keep it extended. We're going to take our right arm, lift it up, big inhale. Exhale, take your hand down to the ground. Inhale, take the right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. And then third and final, we're going deep this time. Inhale, reach up with the right arm. Exhale, sweep that right arm underneath you. You're gonna drop down onto the shoulder. Left hand is supporting you to turn open and twist. Some of you will be able to reach for your left toe and twist and turn, looking up towards the ceiling, maybe taking that left hand towards the hip or reaching around for that right thigh. Some of you guys will just stay more in this basic twist with either the leg extended out or knee tucked back in. So just experiment with that a little bit. See what's going on in your body this morning. Nice. Looks like everybody kept the leg out, or most of you guys did. Cool, so see how that feels. Just give yourself some space to work into it. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in your twist. When you're ready to come out, that left hand is pressing down to help give you support as you come back. And then eventually we're gonna bring it back fully to a tabletop position. So both hands rooted, both knees under hips. Good, let your hips just drop right, drop left. If it feels good, turn the head a little side to side as well. And then when you feel good and ready, we'll bring everything back to neutral. And then you're gonna take your right leg and extend it straight out to the side, just like we did on that first side. Line up, arch and knee. And then 3 times we'll drop the belly. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly, open heart. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Okay, one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Curl the back toes underneath you, if you did that on the first side. And then push your hips back towards your heels, and then we'll hold this stretch. So you just keep the legs settling back, either using your hands to kind of push your hips back, or maybe melting down towards the forearms. Gaze is down towards the mat, so the neck is neutral. And just soften in. Deep breaths to support the pose, to support the mind. Okay, slowly start to travel forward once again. And then whatever you did on that first side, do again here. So top of the foot is down on the mat. Maybe your right leg stays extended out. Maybe it tucks back in, knee under hip. We're going to work through our twist. Inhaling, left arm high. Exhaling, set the hand back to the mat. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, take it down. And then third time we go all the way through. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep through and twist. Maybe reach all the way to the toes. Right hand supports you. If you're grabbing onto the toes, you can turn yourself open into this a little bit more, looking up towards the ceiling. If you're not pulling against the toes, though, just keep it more of a gentle twist. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, exhale. Gia, if you have the space, I think you have your hand on your foot. Roll onto that left shoulder a little bit more and turn your chest. Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. All right. So when you feel balanced out, no rush, just slowly start to release from your pose. Everything comes back towards that tabletop position. Good. When you get there, we're going to just draw some circles with the hips. So you're going to start to let the hips sway out to one side, and then hips swing all the way back towards the heels, all the way around to the other side, and then just forward a little bit to stretch the wrists. Send it back, sweep it around, and then a little bit forward to stretch the wrists. Good. 3 times in the other direction. Start over to the other side, swing it around. And when you've gone 3 times in each direction, you'll bring yourself back to neutral. Curl your toes underneath you. Press the hips up and back, and we'll find our first downward facing dog. Pedal it out a little bit here. Bending one knee and then the other. Really pressing and anchoring through the hands, but that energy not only pushes down, but pushes back all the way up the arms, all the way through the spine and down through the heels. From your downward facing dog, we'll work the hamstrings just a little bit more. So I want you just one footprint step forward. So just a little step forward, and then find that same push back. You're pushing down into the ground with your hands, but your whole body is trying to push back. Stretch the hamstrings a little bit deeper. The knees can bend if needed. You can lift to fingertips if needed. And then one footprint more. Step your feet up the mat. Push back again. Nice deep stretch for the back and the hamstrings. One footprint more. At this point, you might really feel your knees bending or your palms of hands lifting off the mat. If you can keep the legs straight and the palms down, great. You're going to start to feel your chest now lift away from your thighs, almost like a half lift. And then give yourself one more step up so that your feet are between your hands. And you're still then trying to lengthen the spine and keep the legs nice and open. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then let your head totally release. Hug your chest towards your thighs. Maybe even give your arms a good wrap around your legs and just pull yourself into a nice deep forward fold here. Relax into it, breathe. Beautiful, you guys. From your forward fold, then let's inhale, lengthen the spine, maybe hands slide up the shins. Exhale, fold your way down again. Inhale, let's rise, come all the way up, arms reach and extend up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands towards your heart. All right, so to warm things up even more and just kind of get like a little flow going, we're going to do Sun Salutation S. This is one of my favorite sun salutations that I never really see taught very often, so it's always in my memory to bring in to classes from time to time. It's just lunging and shoulder stretching, and then we're going to get a nice flow to that. So your feet about hips distance apart to start. We just inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. We just step right back with the right foot. If you need a blanket or any kind of support under your knee, you might use that for these because we drop this back knee down to the ground now and sink forward into a lunge. This first round we'll do nice and slow to just warm up that hip flexor. So building that compression in the left hip, take your hands to your thigh, roll your shoulders back. Good, and when, if you feel ready, arms extend up. We're gonna exhale, take the hands down towards the ground. It's a really simple flow, so you just step that back foot up towards the top of your mat. From your forward fold, interlace the fingers behind the back. Stretch your shoulders by taking the arms away from the spine. The knees can bend here if that's helpful, and just let your head relax down. Okay, and then slowly release. Fingertips come down towards the ground. Bend your knees like chair pose and just scoop yourself all the way up to stand. Arms reach, legs extend. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so that's the right side. We'll inhale, sweep up, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot steps back. Knee comes down. Just give it a moment here. Sink forward, keeping the fingertips down. And then when, if you feel ready, deepen it a little bit more, taking hands up to the top of the thigh. And then you're afforded that option to roll the shoulders back rather than staying forward, draw back. Maybe take the arms up. So good. When you're ready to release that, hands come down towards the ground. Back toes curl under. We step up. From the top of your mat, interlace the fingers, stretch the arms away from the spine. Breathe. And then we'll slowly release, fingertips down, bend your knees, scoop yourself all the way up, stand it up, and exhale, hands come towards the heart. All right, so that's one full cycle, right side, left side. We're gonna do that a couple more times. And now that you've got a little bit of a sense of it, we'll try to link it to the breaths a little bit more and kind of speed it up, but follow whatever pace really is best for you this morning. Inhaling breath will rise up. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. So on the inhale, step your right foot back, and on the exhale, drop the knee. If you're comfortable with it, inhale this time, arms just reach straight up. Hold for breath. Make any modifications you need. With your exhaling breath, hands come down. Inhale, right foot steps up. Exhale, circle the hands and fold. Stay for breath. So it's with your exhale that you release the bind. It's your inhale that'll help you bend the knees and stand all the way up. And then your exhale will take your hands back to your heart. And then after breath there, next inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, left foot goes back. Exhale, knee comes down. Inhale, sweep up, or whatever variation you're doing. After we've gotten a breath there, exhalation, hands come down. Inhalation, foot steps up. Exhale, circle the hands, stretch, hold for a breath or two. So it's with the exhale that you release the bind. Inhale, bend the knees, rise. Exhale, take your hands towards your heart. Pause for a breath. Okay, so we're going to continue this flow. We'll go a little bit even faster this time, so there's really no pauses in the movement. If you need to stay one of these slower variations, feel free. I'll just guide you through a faster variation if you want to try that out. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, knee comes down. Inhale, we sweep up. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale as before, right foot up. Exhale, take your bind. You stay for the inhaling breath. And then with the exhaling breath, release the bind. Bend the knees, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. And if you're with me, then inhale right back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left back. Exhale, knee down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, foot steps up. Exhale, circle the hands. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, bend the knees, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. This will be the last time through. So if you want to stay with this pace, we inhale it up. Exhale down, building that muscle memory. Hopefully you've got kind of an idea of where we're headed. Inhaling back, exhaling knee grounds. Inhaling, we rise. Exhaling, fold. Feel what happens in your body each time you step up, bind the hands, what's shifting, what's changing in your body. After you hold for that inhale, you exhale to release. Rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. And last time, inhale it up. Exhale it down. Left foot back on the inhale. Knee down on the exhale. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, hands down. Just finding that flow. Stepping the back foot up. Interlacing hands, stretch. With your exhale, release. Inhale, scoop up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes. We meet there. Just pause. Breathe. Feel that energy circulating throughout your body. What do you notice? What do you feel? One more deep breath. Good. With your next inhale, let your eyes open, sweep your arms up. We're going to work the strength just a little bit here. We're going to exhale, take your hands down towards the ground, and then step back to your first plank pose of the practice. And this plank pose is going to incorporate side plank and a little heart focus, okay? So we're going to drop our heels to the right, take your left hand to your heart as you turn open, and then you're going to take your arm up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take your hand back to your heart and then plank pose, left hand down. Okay, we're going to do that to the other side. So heels to the left, right hand to the heart. Extend your arm. Hand comes back to the heart and then hand to the mat plank. So this is the flow. We're going to turn open again, left hand to the heart. And just kind of find those pause moments each time. Every time your hand comes to your heart, just welcome in a little gratitude. Be present. Feel your heart beating in your chest, keeping you alive, keeping you well. Okay, just connecting each time, turning open, side to side, Really mindful movement. And we get nice strong arms, strong core as we do this as well. Sometimes just shifting your presence, your focus point to a little more gratitude, a little more heart focus takes away, distracts from some of the challenge of working through this plank and side plank variation. See if you notice that shift for yourself. This will be the last time. So one more time with your right arm extending. And when you complete that, then bring yourselves all the way down onto your belly. Rest in crocodile pose. Stack your hands, rest your forearms to the backs of your hands. Maybe turn your toes out and widen your stance a little bit. So the inside part of your feet is resting against belly breaths. When you breathe in, you feel your belly press into the mat. When you breathe out, navel draws back towards the spine naturally. Three more deep breaths here. Slowly start to hug your legs back in towards each other. Bring your hands next to your chest. And then gently press your way back into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Lengthen through the whole of your spine. Really wiggle your fingertips long out in front of you. And then press your hips, your tailbone back towards your heels. Good, and when you're ready, we're gonna shift this towards downward facing dog. Once again, curling toes underneath, lifting the hips up, pressing the chest back. Nice deep inhale, full deep exhale. And then let's look to the space between the hands. You'll step your way all the way up towards a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise, come all the way up, arms reach and extend. And we'll exhale, hands towards heart center. Beautiful, you guys. We're gonna do a little warrior A sequence. And if you'd like, if you resonate with that chant that we did at the beginning of class, we're gonna do 3 rounds of it on each side here. So I want you to step your right foot back. We're gonna come to warrior A. Just give your legs a second to kind of get settled. Practice, we've got the knee right over the ankle, back toes turned out a little bit, nice long spine, lifted chest. Start with your hands towards your heart. So what we're gonna be doing to incorporate that chant is that the movement will be to straighten the front leg, sweep the arms up, big inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll do our chant as we sink back down, hands to heart. Okay, so just join if you'd like. Nice big inhale, reach. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Inhale again. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. And one more time. Inhale. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. This time hold the bend into your knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hold that warrior A. So feel the strength in your legs and the lift in your chest. Extension through your arms, but then at the same time, draw down through your shoulders. We're gonna circle the hands behind the back, similar to what we did before. Pull the hands down this time, lift your chest up, maybe look up deep in the back, bend. Then we take it into humble warrior, bending forward, lowering the chest down to the edge of the left leg and reaching the arms away from the spine. Drop the head, chin towards chest, relax. Good. Take your hands down. Your hands are going to be towards the right side of your mat, and I want you to go a little bit longer with your stance. So if you can, more like a warrior bee, where you've got this front leg in a nice 90-degree angle, back heel is spun down, and then we're just going to walk the hands off at an angle, kind of towards that right corner of your mat, and drop your chest down towards the ground. So you just sink a little bit deeper into the hips, and then open those shoulders up. One more deep breath here. And start to walk the hands back to your mat. Spin that back heel up, plant the hands. We're headed back, plank position. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now you can just take a flow that feels good for your body. Maybe it's knees, chest, chin. Maybe upward facing dog or a nice cobra pose. Just take a little flow here and send it back. Downward facing dog when you're ready. You can step, walk, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, we'll lengthen. Exhale, let it go. And inhale, rise up, arms reach. Exhale, hands towards your heart. Good, pause for a breath once you come up to stand, no rush. And then let's even out the second side. So when you're ready, we're working towards warrior bee, just stepping back with the left foot. Just getting settled into the legs, check in, knee over ankle. You've got a good amount of space between the feet, front and back, and side to side. We're gonna do our chant 3 times again on this side. Okay, so once you're settled in, nice big inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms. Exhale, chant. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Inhale, reach. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. One more, inhaling up. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. And just pause and sink in, stretch the arms up. Good, hold that power in the body. Interlace your hands behind you. As the hands pull down and the arms straighten, you actually lift and deepen the back bend. Big inhaling breath. And then exhale, we'll take that humble warrior, bowing down. Arms reach away from the spine. So the legs are really active here, including that back leg. And then the upper body is trying to soften and melt, trusting the support of the legs. When you're ready to release the arms, take your hands down over to the left side of your mat. And then again, we kind of shift and sink into it a little bit deeper, more like warrior bee in the legs. And then you can start to walk your hands out, drop your chest down, but you're still in warrior bee. So the tendency is to walk too far forward and let the hips move with you. We want to keep the hips pressing back and just melt the chest down. Final deep breath here. And then we're gonna walk the hands back towards the mat. Find your lunge, back heel spins up, hands plant as you head back. Plank pose, you'll take another flow here. Just move at your own pace. Back bend that feels good. Eventually sending it back, downward facing dog. Once you've had at least a breath in down dog, we'll look to the space between the hands, step, walk, or hop up, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhaling for length, exhaling, we'll fold. And then nice big inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, hands towards your heart. Beautiful. Take your feet out as wide as your mat. We'll do just a couple little standing stretches here. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, and you're gonna just gently draw yourself into a little side stretch here. And what I see a lot is like the legs stay neutral and there's just a big dip into this side, which kind of cuts the energy. So I want you to feel is like your whole body is moving. As you lean over, your hips press over to the side, and then you try to keep that right side of the body as long as you can. Push down through the right foot. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly inhale yourself up. Switch out the clasp. Get long on the inhale. Hold that length on the left side as you lean the whole body over to the side. Let your right hip move a little bit. Press down through your left foot. Keep extending through your left arm. So it really makes the pose super active. And this is where we build up heat in yoga, just staying in one position that doesn't look very hard, but there's so much attention happening in the body. Inhale, draw yourselves up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're gonna bend the knees and sink down. I want you to hold like a little bit of a squat position here, like chair pose with the feet out wide. Breathe in, breathe out. Strong legs. Good. We're going to interlace the fingers together here, push the palms of the hands down, and then you're going to rise and come all the way back up to stand. We're going to lean it over to the right again. Bring it up to center. Less of a hold this time. Exhale over to the left. And then we're going to bring it up through center. And exhale, fold over your legs. Maybe you take hold of opposite elbows here and just let your body rock a little side to side. Any other variation of this kind of wider stance forward fold that feels good, feel free to take that. And hands towards the mat as you're ready. Inhale, a little half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise up, arms reach high. We're gonna exhale our hands towards hips from here and just activate a little stretch in the hips. Draw some circles with your hips. I know this one always feels really good to me, like again, a really simple movement, but lots of mobility happening through the hips. Just really moving through that joint, feeling where there's any stiff, stuck energy, fascia, musculature. Just mobilizing that a little bit. Start to go a few times the other direction. And use your breath, always, always. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Good. When you feel all balanced out in the movement, like you've gone an equal amount in each direction, bring yourself back towards neutral stance and heel toe your feet a little closer together, about hips distance. Okay, so I said a long time ago that we needed some kind of support, whether it be a block or anything you have, that if there's any issue with the hamstring mobility of being able to keep the legs straight and take the hands down, that we have a support in front of us. Okay, so go ahead and reach for that if you're using that. Feet hips distance apart. We want to keep our backs flat and then just hinge forward, come about halfway down. And from that halfway point, then hands are on the ground or on a block. And if you're using a block, right, there's all those different heights you can take it to. So find where you feel most stable, flat back, straight legs. Now we're going to work the strength a little bit. So we're going to root that left foot down and extend the right leg back. Right leg is just extended back parallel to the floor. So on an inhale, we think lift the chest. And on an exhale, we're going to pull knee towards nose around the spine. Inhale, we'll kick back open. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, length. Exhale, squeeze. Maybe some of you guys can even touch your nose and your knee. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now when the leg extends back, we're going to start to move the left leg a little bit as well. So now we're going to bend the right knee and the left knee and tuck your right leg behind your left leg and kind of do this little squat, this little curtsy dip. And then we're going to extend back out. The spine will stay long this whole time. Exhale, dip. Inhale, extend. Exhale, dip. Inhale, extend. Good. See if you can stay with it for 2 more. Dip, extend. I know that left leg is really working. When you extend the last time, this will be last thing here. Now we're going to turn the body open. So if you're using that support, move it over to the left. We're going to start to turn open into half moon. Roll those right toes out to the side now, maybe right hand to the hip. Can you hold on to your balance? Rotate your heart open to the right. Think about our side plank earlier. Right arm lifts. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe ground your energy, taking your right hand to your chest. Extend that arm up 1 more time. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, please fold forward. Release that left leg. Shake your head out. Feel free to stay in your forward fold and just relax, or reset, realign, taking a half lift on an inhale, fold on your exhale, and then take it back through a flow if you'd like, all the way through plank, back bend, downward facing, and forward fold. Okay, we got some movers today. I like it. So as we meet at the top of the mat, forward fold, you've got your block realigned to center right in front of the toes. Long flat back to start. Right leg is your supporting leg. Left leg will extend. Flexing through your foot. When you're ready, it's an inhale to lift the chest and then an exhale to crunch and round in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. See what feels similar, what feels different on this side. Honor that. Inhale it back. Exhale to crunch. Slow with the flow for 2 more. Feel that right leg working. Arms are just lightly supporting you. When you extend back that last time, then we incorporate the movement into both legs. So we're going to exhale, both knees bend, tuck that leg back. Inhale, lengthen back. The heart stays open the whole time. Exhale, dip. Inhale, lengthen. We go for 3. On the breaths. 2. So good, you guys. Last one. And then when you stretch and extend out, can you hold here just a little bit longer? Shift your block or whatever your support is over to the right. And then can you start to turn yourself open? So your toes are out to the side now. Maybe hand on the hip, maybe arm to the sky. Deep breath. Maybe it helps to just rest your hand to your heart for a moment. Inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale. Maybe extend the arm up. 1 more inhale. And exhale to forward fold and release. You can set your block off to the side. The choice is yours again. You can stay in your forward fold for a couple breaths, or we'll inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Take it back, plank. Flow through. At least a nice deep breath in downward facing. So good, and we find our forward fold at the top of the mat. So I know that was a lot of hip work from your forward fold. Let's inhale, half lift, exhale, fold, and then inhale, rise up. We're gonna give those outer hips a little stretch here. You can take hands to heart or by your sides, wherever they're comfortable. You're gonna cross your right ankle in front of your left. So cross at the ankles, and then take a nice big inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. You might be able to easily touch the ground, or it might benefit you to reach over for that block or that support one more time if that's helpful. Try to keep both feet rooted, and then really let yourself melt. So you'll notice the more you let your head drop down, the deeper of a stretch you get through those outer hips. Probably especially in that left outer hip right now. So just breathe there as you can for a moment. Let yourself unwind. Let yourself check in. How are you feeling? What's going on in the body? What's the quality of your breath? Really feel your legs start to hug in towards each other, your feet root down, and then a little balance practice. Can you rise back up? Sweep the arms overhead and exhale, either hands to heart or to the hips or just down by your sides. Okay, if you want to do a fancy transition, I'll give you an option. If you just want to switch the cross of the legs in your own way, then do that. If you want to try, lift your heels off the mat, and then you're going to turn yourself to the left and feel this little rotation happen. Sticky mats make it a little harder until your left ankle is in front of your right ankle. If you try that and you're all mixed up and don't know what the heck just happened, the left ankle comes in front of right. Find the front of your mat, take a deep breath, smile on your face, and inhale, arms reach. We're gonna exhale, fold down. So same thing, different side. Notice where you feel this. Notice that the more you relax your upper body, the deeper you go into the sensation through the legs. And let yourself just breathe with that. Two to three more deep breaths here. Just unwind into the stretch. When you're ready, feel your feet root down. Start to rise up. Hands come down. And then if you want to play one more time, just lift the heels, see if you can spin yourself around the other way. Good, just for practice, just for the heck of it on a Sunday morning. Shake it out and let it go. Okay, so good. So we kind of stretched those outer hips, we worked the outer hips. Now let's see how the balance is feeling. We're gonna do a little tree pose with our feet really rooted down, hips distance apart. Adjust what needs to be adjusted. If you want to go near a wall, if you're on carpet and you want to find a flatter surface, whatever you need. Left foot roots, we're going to lift our right foot and then just plant that foot either on the inner thigh, calf muscle. If you want to do half lotus here, you can. You can maybe work hands towards heart, down by your sides. Lots of variations to play with. Maybe even arms up. So just want you to feel this pose in your body. There's no end point. There's no start and finish point. It may be that you kind of come in and out of the pose a few times if the balance is a little wobbly. Yeah. Maybe that you feel just rock solid here, like nothing could push you over. So it just depends on the day, on our bodies, what's going on mentally. But as much as you can, bring all of your energy, all of your attention into the pose. Breathe. Root through your left foot. Lengthen through your spine and use your belly energy to hug back a little bit to help stabilize you from the core, and that radiates out. One more nice deep inhale. We'll exhale, slowly release. Shake it out, let it go. Align yourself in that mountain pose, feet hips distance, right foot roots. Navel's drawing back a little bit, left foot's gonna float. So you see if you can mirror exactly what you did on the other side, but if not, then you find what's needed on this side. Choose your arm position, a focal point. Stay connected to your breath. Beautiful, you guys. Stay, root down, rise up. Feel all that work happening in your body just to hold you here. Especially you can feel that happening in your grounded foot. So good. Let's give it one more nice deep inhale. And then with your exhale, slowly release, unwind, shake it out, let it go. Awesome. All right. We're gonna work our chant one more time out loud. So wherever you'd like to just stand, find a really good mountain pose. Shoulders back. We're gonna do it the same way that we did in our warrior, where the inhale is to sweep the arms up. Just think about collecting good energy. And then the exhale is the chant, where you take your hands towards your heart and just really root that energy into yourself. Okay, so 3 times. We'll take a nice deep inhale to begin. Sweep the arms up. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Inhale deeply. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Inhale deeply, creativity and change. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Inhale deeply. When you're ready, reach up, stretch up, and this time exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. From the top of your mat, exhale, step it back into plank pose, top of a push-up. Opportunity for another flow here, lower down. Open the heart. And exhale it back, downward facing dog. So we haven't worked too many twists in our practice. We're gonna do one now. We're gonna take our feet out as wide as the mat. And if this is too intense of a twist, just do the twist we did at the very beginning of the class, right? Where we were on hands and knees and you ring it through. Otherwise, feet wide, heels grounded if possible. From downward facing dog, your left hand is gonna reach across and towards your right leg. Your left hand holds the right leg and pulls you open so that you can turn and look underneath your right arm. And then you just wring it out. Breathe here. Try to keep the hips lifted up high. Maybe one more deep breath if you're good to hold. Right arm strong and steady. Left hand roots back. Hips go high. And then feel equal weight through your feet. Start to get lifted on that right hand, reach across and underneath. Draw your body open, turn to the left. Inhale and exhale. Hold the twist. So good. Slowly release, right hand plants. Walk your hands back towards your feet, and if you're comfortable with it, if your surface that you're on is okay, just heel toe your feet out off of your mat into a wide leg forward fold here, and just breathe. If you're on a surface that doesn't feel safe or stable, feel free to just turn yourself and adjust on the mat so you can find that standing wide leg forward fold. Soften, breathe, relax. Use your fingertips to support you. Just kind of lift up through the spine, heel toe your feet back to your mat. Fold forward over both legs. Maybe give yourself a little hug around. Beautiful. And then take your time and just start to bend your knees. If you want to hang out in a little yogi squat for a moment, you're welcome to find that. If arm balance is in your practice and you want to play a little bit with crow pose, feel free to go for that. And if you'd like to just find your way down to your seat when you feel ready, that's where we'll be meeting, so no rush. Work the challenge a little bit more if you'd like. Work the hip stretch a little bit more if you'd like. We're gonna meet together with our feet coming together, our knees wide eventually, and just sit up here. So those of us that are taking that extra bit of movement, keep going, do what you need. Those of us that are ready to ground, I just want you to sit, long spine, close your eyes, let the hips find space. In the next 3 deep breaths, let's all find our way to this butterfly pose seat. Just noticing how you feel from your effort on the mat so far this morning. We did a lot of movement, a lot of strengthening. So maybe just feel that in your muscles, in your joints, every cell in your body active, awake, ready to go. So as we meet together in this posture, we're going to take the hands around behind us. Plant your hands. If your shoulders feel okay right here and your fingers are facing the seat, great. If that's putting a strain on your shoulders, however, just rotate your hands out a little bit. Feet pressed together. On your inhale, we're going to press through the hands, lift through the chest, lift your hips off the ground. On your exhale, we're going to slowly release that back down, okay? So it's a few times up and down, dynamic. Inhale, we lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Just feel all of the activation in your body. When you inhale, lift, your feet press down and together, your glutes squeeze a little bit. You're exhaling to release each time. Your arms are in on this, your back muscles. Okay, so just 3 more. Your inhale lifts you up. Your exhale lowers you down. 2 more at your own pace. Take your time as you're moving. Last one. So good. Then let your legs relax. Let your hips open into this. Walk your hands back up and out in front of you. So now the shoulders and the wrists can release. Inhale, feel your shoulders kind of do a few circles. If you can figure that out with your body's flexibility, it may be better that you just roll out the shoulders without having the fingertips down. If you can get the fingertips down, it just creates a little bit more engagement. Okay, so one of the next times that your shoulders roll up, back, and then down, really lengthen your spine. Everybody take hands forward a little bit. Inhale, lift, and then exhale and fold. And it may be that you can only fold an inch from where you are already. It may be that you can walk the hands forward and drop your head towards the ground. Whatever the pose takes you to, just breathe in that space. Give yourself this stretch fully. That doesn't mean to force to where somebody else is in the pose, but to give your body permission to stretch into the pose fully as you can today. Meet yourself where you are. Find the stretch that feels good, that creates positive shift, not forced effort. Beautiful. And then slowly just start to round your spine. Okay, so if you're up for it, we're going to stay in this butterfly pose just a little bit longer. I know we're doing a lot here, but if you can, scoot yourself onto your mat so that you can roll down onto your backs. Keep that butterfly pose. You can let your arms rest out by your sides or tuck your hands to the back of your head, whatever feels like your upper body feels good and supported and rested. Now you start relaxed, just let the hips open. Really get into the front of the hips, the groins here. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you've got your feet still resting together. There's not a lot of pushing, not a lot of musculature engagement here. What I want you to try to do as relaxed as possible is just lift your knees up like an inch closer towards each other. And this is to kind of destabilize in a way our psoas, and this will get us into some kind of maybe shaking sensation. We'll lift up an inch higher, and then maybe you'll start to feel that shaking a little bit more too, like the legs just feel a little bit wobbly. So it's fairly relaxed, but you're just trying to hold the legs up a little bit, like slowly, slowly, slowly our knees are coming closer and closer together. This fatigues certain muscles. And they say also that mentally it's a good de-stressing movement to do. You're just kind of shaking out and releasing whatever stress you're holding. So it's a good way to just kind of bring us towards the end of our practice. See if you can lift your knees up an inch higher. And this will be different for everybody. So as the knees are coming up, if you find a place where you're like really wobbly, really shaky, stay there a little bit longer. If you lift your knees up an inch higher and nothing's happening, then see if you can just kind of keep moving through the space until you find a spot where the knees feel really bobby, shaky around. And just keep working an inch at a time. So you want this to be a slow process. Your upper body's relaxed. The knees are just gradually working closer towards each other. We've done quite a bit in the legs, so you might get to that shaky point pretty quickly today. If you don't feel a lot of movement, that's okay too. Just noticing an inch higher at a time. Let that shake, let that wobble happen. Keep those smooth, steady breaths going. And if you get your knees all the way back up towards each other, then you're going to slowly just start to work your knees back out and into that butterfly pose. So we're going to give ourselves about another minute here. Good, you guys. Deep breath, support the hold, support the shake, support that butterfly pose. Wherever you are in the process, let's do 3 more deep breaths. And you're just gradually taking yourself back out into butterfly pose to relax in the shape. Breathing in, breathing out, full and deep. At the end of that last exhaling breath, you've gotten yourself back down into butterfly. And after a deep breath in and out there, maybe even hands help you, we're going to just slowly lift and bring the knees towards each other. We're going to scoop the knees in towards the chest. Rock a little right side, left side. And then we just want to kind of stabilize everything here. So plant your feet down on the mat, knees hips distance, feet hips distance. Arms down by your sides, back of the head pressing down. On an inhale, lift your hips up. On an exhale, release your hips down, bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Third time we'll hold, inhale, lift, and then hold your bridge pose. Maybe you're binding the hands together, maybe you're just keeping it nice and gentle, maybe floating the heels, any variation of bridge pose that you want to take yourself into, just hold that stability. Feel the fronts of your body really open up. Feel the back of your body supporting you, so glutes are squeezing, back muscles engaged, hamstrings awake. 3 more deep breaths. Maybe that last inhale, we lift the hips a little bit higher. And then exhale, slowly release the spine down. I'm going to give you a moment just for yogi's choice here. If you want another back bend, another bridge pose, you're welcome to move into that. If you would like a little twist, ring out the spine, inversion with a shoulder stand, anything goes here. So this is your time on the mat. We'll give it a minute to just connect to our bodies. What do you need on your mat this morning that you haven't gotten from the practice so far? There are an infinite amount of postures and movements that we can flow through. And it's beautiful to be guided and just really follow the flow that's being led. But it's also a beautiful practice to just really tune in to see what you need. How are you feeling? Does your spine need more attention? Do your hips need more attention? Because we're all unique, individual, using our bodies differently. So you just give yourself that little check-in. You learn to listen to yourself a little bit easier. And then you honor whatever your needs are on the mat. If you're doing something side to side, give yourself time to switch and do both sides. 3 or 4 more breaths. And then there's no rush, right? If what you're doing is feeling really good, you need a little longer, please take your time. If you're ready to kind of meet back up, we're going to do one final movement for the body, and that will be your spine resting flat on the mat, your legs extending up towards the ceiling, maybe with a little point or a little flex into your feet. And then your arms are down by your sides, and I just want you to draw a few little circles with your legs. So your legs are hugged together, moving as one, and you're just starting to draw some circles. So when you have these small circles going, you're really focusing on releasing any pressure from the low back and getting like a little massage on the back of your pelvic bowl right across your sacrum. And then if you choose, the circles can become a little bit bigger. And what will happen is that this will shift into more of a core exercise. So the bigger, wider, sweeping circles you make, the more your core is going to be stabilizing you with the movement. So you can keep the circles small, focus it as more of a massage and a release, or take the circles bigger and focus it more into core. And really focus on drawing circles, because you may notice that the body will be doing like a little oval or like some little stuck point, like it's harder to lean over to the right than it is to the left. So just notice and watch that movement. Can you really draw a solid circular pattern? So just kind of ironing out any little asymmetries that the body's tending towards. And then we're going to go the other direction, okay? So I want you to come back. If you've been doing big circles, come back to small circles, massage out the sacrum. You're just going the other way. And remembering your breath. Okay, and then once you've done that as a little bit of a massage, then you start maybe going into those bigger sweeping circles, focusing more on the core. Don't force it. Yeah. Good, you guys. I see you doing different things as needed. So good. Take care of what you need. If this isn't working for you, don't force it. That's always the rule. When you feel, if you've been doing all those circles, that you're evened out and ready to release, just hug your knees to your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Wrap your hands around your kneecaps. On your inhale, press your legs away from you. Let your arms straighten and really feel your sacrum, your tailbone relax into the mat. This is excellent for the lower back. Exhale, pull your knees in, bend the elbows. Inhale, press the legs away. Exhale, pull the knees in. 3 more. Inhale, press away. Exhale, hug in. Inhale away. Exhale, hug in. And the last time, inhale. And exhale. If you're ready to release from here, start to settle your way into Shavasana, maybe reaching for supports underneath you, stretching the legs and the arms out. It's nice to let the toes drop out to the sides a little bit once you get settled and really relaxed. If your Shavasana today is a different position other than resting on your back, feel free to make yourself really comfy, cozy. Give ourselves a nice restful Shavasana today. A good Sunday morning rest. As you start to get settled, just give yourself a good cleansing breath. Let all the effort of the practice just drop away as you inhale fully and exhale completely. And as we start to find our place of stillness and rest, I'm going to invite you to just chant along mentally. So they say that chants inside our head can be even more powerful, more resonant than our chants out loud. So I'm going to do the chant out loud so you have some feedback, but just mentally in your head, say it along with me. Feel that flow through your body, that good energy of change for positive, creativity. So just in the mind's eye, inhale deeply. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. And just feel your whole body rest and relax here. Whole body resting, relaxing in this good space. From this good place of rest and stillness, gently, sweetly begin to deepen your breaths. Just inhaling fully and exhaling deeply. Take the time you need to reconnect to your breath, to your body, to this present moment. And give yourself a little time to stretch and move. Just be in your own timing. Maybe knees, take a nice squeeze to the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side, eventually rolling over to your side. Or just gently rocking yourself straight up to a comfortable seat. As you find your seat with your eyes closed, I want us to close class just the same way we started class, with a little bit of a shifted intention. So we're going to take those 3 deep breaths with exhales out through the mouth, but I want you to think of those exhales as just a reminder to really stay rooted in this good feeling that hopefully you have now from this time on your mat. And that the intention is to push that out into your day, so that whenever things get busy, distracted, and pull you in different directions, you've got that current of energy to carry you through with more ease. Maybe you take your hands together in front of the heart, lengthening your spine. Just giving gratitude for this practice, inhaling deeply. Exhale out through the mouth. Root yourself in this feeling of wholeness and wellness. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully, holding that space for yourself. One more time, nice big inhale. And a full deep exhale, let it go. And honoring and acknowledging your presence, your practice on the mat today. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a beautiful Sunday. Namaste.